Hello one and all, this is Nerdcraft here, bringing you game 1 of a best of 3 series here, spawning on the eastern position of GSL dual site is going to be our red Zerg player, none other than Complexity MVP's own Dongregu, and his opponent spawning on the western position in that nice lush forest area of, beauty is going to be our blue Terran player, Slayer's very own Ganji. So wow, really? A TVZ on dual site, gonna be really awesome here, especially with two players like Ganji and Dongregu. Ganji, of course, is a little overshadowed, or was that Young? Well, I suppose any Terran player in Slayers is a little overshadowed by MMA. So, me personally, I don't know too much about the Slayers Terran players, except for that they go a very heavy Hellion style, and MMA is good, and Boxer is the Emperor. So that's really all I know when it comes to Slayer's Terran players. And aside from the fact that they're really, really good too. So I don't really know much about Ganji, but I do know about Dongregu, and Dongregu is a very dominative Korean player. He loves that heavy macro style, kind of mixing in aggression with it. He's bringing a drone down here, but looks like he is not going to be going for a 15 hatchery. He's making 16th. Oh wait, no, yes he is, never mind, he's rallying that drone over there. A little confused on the numbers. So this drone is going to be coming down, going to get the scout off. What we see from Ganji, he's actually hiding the barracks over there. That's really nice. That's a really fun little trick. I like to do that personally too against Zerg. It's because they're going to scout around and see there's no barracks. Am I going to be proxied? Am I being proxied? Kind of get them really worried about what's going on in the game. Make it feel like they have absolutely no control. And of course, a 15 hatch going down, that is going to affect Dongregu's play. And he did not find that barracks. If he went all the way down here, he would have seen the barracks, but he does see the barracks over there. So Dongregu, knowing that Ganji is kind of feigning a little pressure, going to keep this drone right here to see how much Marines do come out if he can catch more than one Marine. The hatchery is just about halfway done right now, and the orbital command is on its way as well. So as to what we're going to be seeing in the game, I'm going to be guessing Dongregu is going to be going for a Mutaling Baneling kind of style, just because it's really popular and it's just really effective, especially against Terran, because the Terran's army most of the time in Zerg, in TVZ, is a very bio-based. It's very bio-based. If you like to compare it to a person, the spine would be the siege tanks, and everything else would be Marines, nice and squishy and really easy to dissolve in acid. That's a really weird analogy right there. And we have the two queens also coming up too. Ganji is not going to be doing too much pressure. He is having two Marines being rallied over to the base, and he is getting his expansion right now. I wouldn't say fairly early, around this kind of time. He just wants to make sure he can keep up with the Zerg economically speaking. And what's also nice for a Zerg and for a Terran player against a Zerg, oh excuse me, there's actually 3 Marines and the 4th one's being rallied over. But what's good about a Terran player against a Zerg player is that even if you go for that early, when you go for, you see a 15 hatch, what I'm trying to say here. When you see a 15 hatch and you decide to, oh, I'm going to respawn with a 15 hatch, and then I'm going to get my barracks. It's pretty much like you're doing the exact same build that the Zerg is doing, but you're Terran instead, and you can actually really easily defend 6 pools and things like that as a Terran player as well. So it's almost like forcing the Zerg to do something. It's like, Zerg, if you don't do anything, I'm going to run amok here. We can see that the Marines are coming in, going to try and pick off an Overlord. Is he going to go down? Yes, the one Overlord does go down for the cost of a Marine. So pretty good trade right there from Ganji. At one point, he's just like, screw it. I'm not even going to be going into, I'm not even going to try and save that single Marine. We can see that the reactor is being put down, so it's going to follow this light Marine pressure up with Hellions. Oh, are the Lings going to get in the base? Oh, the Lings are going to get in the base. Do they get a scout, though? They are going to see a full scout. Oh, this is exactly what's going on. Dongregu knows exactly what's happening. He's not putting down a spine crawler at all, but he does have 3 queens down on the bottom. And, wow, he has 4 queens. That's a lot of queens. Getting 3 gases. He's going to put down his spine crawler. So Dongregu is going to easily defend this. Actually, he's getting 2 spine crawlers as well. This spine crawler is just going to be over here to make sure that the Hellions can't come over here and just pick off this part of the mineral line right there. So, very good reaction there from Dongregu. I very much agree with it. Another command center is just about to finish. Is it right there? That's a starport. Oh, there it is. Right up here. So Ganji is going to most likely just be going and establishing his base right over here. You know, you'd expect the base to be established right here for the Terran player, for any player at that fact, but it's going to throw him off a little bit to see that, oh, it's going to be this base. If this Overlord comes in and scouts it, though, yeah, he's going to know, okay, that's where I'm going to stage all of my aggression to, because Zerg players, oh man, I'm like tripping over myself. Zerg players always kind of just want to make sure that they have a easy access that they can deny. So if you can easily deny that third there, as we see Dongrigu see and instantly turn away his Overlord to make sure it's not being seen. Banshees are out on their way. No Hellions have been made, which is there are 2 Hellions that have been made. I was like, I thought that was a little weird. 3 Hellions actually, which is the ideal number you need for taking out drones, but instead he's going to use these Hellions, kind of just make sure no Lings are walking by. Now he's going to drop down that command center. This Overlord, of course, does know about it. Well, he knows that's going to be there. And the Hellion's going to be coming in, going to go on creep right about, no, not now. Planetary Fortress is being established at that third, too. Now the Hellions are going to be coming up the ramp. Dongrigu sees that on creep. He's like, okay, Hellions, whatever. I know exactly what you're doing. He's not going to be expecting Banshees, but, you know, it doesn't really matter because Dongrigu has, let's see how much queens he has. He has 4 freaking queens. I mean, he's going to be perfectly fine, even if the Banshee does come in. He's not on layer, he is on layer tech, so even if Cloak is researched, he can easily get an Overseer morphed in right away. So, yeah, Dongrigu just looking very dominative in this, kind of giving me the feeling that Ganji thinks he's ahead. Possibly he thinks he's ahead because he got that quick third. Of course, economically speaking, he will be ahead pretty soon. If we check out the income, he is ahead 43 drones, 43 SCVs to 57 drones, but, you know, because of mules. And those 2 queens already ready to take out that Banshee. The Ling over there saw it. The Ling's coming over here trying to take out some of those Hellions. It's just like, you know, it's an annoying thing to have on the map as a Zerg player. Hellions just running amok. Mainly because, you know, they can do such great map control, and the Marine's going to come down on the ramp. This time the wall is going to be brought up, and a lot of Lings do go down because of that bunker and these Marines up here. Burrow is also being researched as well as pathogen glands. 1-1 for the Lings coming up, so it looks like we're going Infester Ling here for Ganji. Or I mean, for Dongrigu. Yes, the Terran players go to Infester Ling. That's just how OP they are. Hellions the Banshee just trying to pick off as much Lings as possible. We're going to take out this single creep tumor. No, not even going to. It lives to creep another day. Yes, it does take out that one. Takes out the first 2, not the second one though. And that's always an annoying thing when your creep tumors are denied, especially when they're being made or they're fresh and they're taken out, so that way you can't continue that spread. If we check out the income here coming for both players, we have 56 drones to 57 SCVs. So Ganji playing a very, very macro orientated game. He just wanted to do light harass, make sure that Dongrigu's on his toes, while he just, you know, soars ahead economically. And we can tell in production that it's really showing. We have 5 Infestors and level 2 Carapace coming up for our Terran player, or for our Zerg player. But we have 2 Barracks, 2 SCVs at a time being made, 2 Medevacs, a single Marauder, level 2 weapons, level 1 armor, and Stimpack all coming up for Ganji right now. For Ganji right now. So he wants to soar ahead in that production, which he is right now, and he's actually adding tanks as well. Hive tech on its way, so it looks like Dongrigu really wants to just get quick overlords. And, you know, he finally has established his third, and we can see that the Hellion's being cleaned up in the middle there. That Banshee's still flying around, trying to make sure that there's not going to be run-bys. DRG does see that. He's like, it's Planetary Fortress, not worth the risk, not worth losing that amount of Lings because of the repair and just the fact it's Planetary Fortress. And it does, if we look, oh, I can't actually look because he's producing SCVs, but we're going to have Infestors, actually. Are they going to be... Oh, there comes the Infested Terran. You're going to be dropping the Infested Terran. The Lings are going to run by quite quickly. Going to get a surround on that tank, and this is going to really put Ganji on edge because now he knows he's going to have to be scanning. He's going to have to be looking for Infestors. Sensor tower is just about to complete, and it does complete, but, you know, just in time to go down. The expansion does go down as well. All the bio is out of place for Ganji, so he's going to lose a lot of SCVs here. If we look, 11 SCVs were killed. But, you know, that just makes it a standard TVZ game now. That just means it's 78 drones to 62 SCVs. Oh, that's not a big deal. That's actually standard. Again, you have mules. So, what was I trying to click? Oh, that D. Level 2 melee and carapace just about to finish. Link's trying to get another run by, but not going to be able to get it. Ganji did put that supply depot up just in time. A fourth is going to be established. That's how much Ganji just doesn't care about these run bys. He's like, whatever, I still have a lot of SCVs, and I'm taking out your third, which was just easily went down. So Ganji is going to commit to a full bio build by the looks of this thing. Not building any tanks. He made a single tank, and that's all he's leaving it at. Ultralisk Cavern on its way, which is not a good choice, I think, for a bio build. The reason because there's a lot of Marauders within a bio build, and Marauders have this tendency of kind of killing Ultralisk. Look, does he have Concussive Shell? Concussive Shell has been researched, so this is a pretty much anti-Ultra army right there, which is weird that it shouldn't be. And the fourth, which is now going to be called the third, is coming up as well. Crackling upgrade, or Adrenal Gland upgrades to morph his Zerglings into Cracklings. His Zerglings that were morphed into Speedlings into Cracklings. The Ultralisk Cavern just about to finish. This drop was denied. Did it kill any SC drones? Yes, it did kill one drone. Oh, man. And did it see anything? It did not see the Ultralisk Cavern, but it did see Hive Tech. So most likely Ganji's going to be feeling he's probably going to be going for Overlord, 4 Broodlords, and we can see that the Lings with the Infestors again coming in. There is a scan, so the Infestors are going to be seen. He knows that, oh yes, indeed, those Infestors are there. The missile turret is going to finish. Takes a whiff of Fungal, but does miss. And just staying on that ramp, I like that position from Ganji. He's bringing the Marauders forward, trying to just draw everything in. Marauders are going to get surrounded, getting lift up. Oh no, he didn't lift both of them at the same time, or fast enough, and now the Lings and Infested Terran are going to be up in Ganji's base. They're going to be picking away at that production, but what do we have here from Ganji? We do have a attack at the third, which is going to be surrounded by Lings. Jeez, the amount of Lings are being made in this game from Dongragu is ridiculous. Supply dropping under 100 for Ganji, and now all the Infested Terran are going to go, be cleaned up, as well as the Lings, but did he lose any? He did lose more SCVs to that because of the SCVs that were caught over here. The fourth now going to be utilized as a as the expansion. There is a Ling that is burrowed over there, and now this massive, or not massive, but this pretty good sized Bioforce has just really been reduced down to 4 Lings and a Ultralisk, and a Marauder, and that's the last thing you want to see when you and your buddies are walking out on a nice prairie meadow. You don't want to see Ultralisk coming out of the tall grass. Not only is that very tall grass, but that is scary as hell. Seriously, like, oh yeah, what a lovely day. Holy crap, what is that? And it just comes up, hugs you, and you know, you're split in half. So we can see that Banelings are going to be morphed here. The Banelings have finished. They do not have speed. The Marines go into the wrong place, unfortunately, thinking that that is where the Infestors are going to be at. And no, the Ultras instead going to be revealed that they're going for that expansion. The Supply Depots are going to be lit, but there is just a lot of Banelings here. Going to instantly destroy that command center if he feels like. Here comes the Bio, and going to be shooting down one of the Ultras. Massive fungal growth going down, and that is going to end with the Baneling explosions. Now Ganji is left with virtually no forces. And this third is very, very vulnerable right now. 2 more Ultralisks are on their way. Level 3 Carapace as well as level 3 Melee are up. These Ultras are soon to be 5 armor, 5-3, which is just freaking ridiculous. They can take so much damage and they have so much health. Baneling's going off on all the SCVs, so the planetary is going to fall. Centrifugal Hook's just about to finish up. Marines versus Lings and Ultras, not exactly in the Marines' favor, I would have to say. There is a single Marauder there, but Concussive Shell just not really doing much. I don't think Concussive Shell actually slows Ultras. Yes, they do. Never mind. Just remember that I did see a game where it was like Marauders versus Ultralisks, and the Marauders did have a Concussive Shell, so the Ultras do indeed slow down. Dongragu has retaken his third and fourth. Did those Lings see that drop? They did not. And we can see that there's again little engagements here. Great positioning from Ganji. He's gonna need more medevacs. As strange as it sounds, the fact that he has 7 medevacs, well technically 8 because one's dropping over here, which is gonna be dropped right off creep and then brought in. But there's 3 Banelings and 5 Zerglings ready and waiting, and a 4th Baneling being morphed as well. So this drop is gonna, ooh, great focus there from Ganji. Talk about micro. No matter how fast those Lings and Banelings are on creep, it's not fast enough for Ganji to focus down at least a single Baneling. And that is really smart there. I like that the Queens are kind of keeping that that drop trapped, and three Banelings do go down, but in the center of the map, which does not have control W, there's going to be a massive engagement here. Huge fungals going off. Those Ultras are getting plenty of hugs there. Very, very happy Ultras, and there's the GG from Ganji. Everything is just going to be easily cleaned up. And for a second there, I thought that Dongragu was in a little bit of trouble. I mean, talk about surprising. it was 3 base to 2 base, a 3 base Terran to a 2 base Zerg, and the Zerg wound up winning. It was weird because just the 3rd was denied and the 4th was denied. I think it might have been a lack of tanks, really. I mean, you can get away with Ultralisks when there is that bio. You can get away with Ultralisks at times when there's that kind of bio composition, and you're just harassing to the point where the bio can't get up to a certain amount. That's kind of what happened there. As you could have seen, because of the fungal growth, you'd pretty much see the Ultralisk charge forward, fungal growths go down, and the Banelings would be right behind the Ultralisk. It was a lot like it was a lot like the trailer for Heart of the Swarm. I'm just thinking right at that last part, right before they say StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm. You see like the Ultralisk like taking siege tank fire right on his massive crest, and then you see the Banelings rolling. It's like, oh, so cool. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep my nerd chills down here. But you know, because Dongegu was everywhere on the map, and Ganji, even if he wanted to push out, he knew that there was going to be a counterattack after like 3 of them. It made his force very spread thinly, and as a result, there wasn't the proper amount of Marauders to really tank down these Ultras. And plus, this is a very wide open map. If you look, I mean, there's a lot of space here. The ramps are nice and wide. Even these chokes over here are pretty nice and wide and everything. It's just very ideal for Ultras. Ultras need a lot of space and everything. You can see if there was an engagement right here, since you have 2 paths there, you could bring Lings this way, trap the Marines and Marauders over here, and then the Ultras just come in nice in hugs and bloody tusks. I wonder if they're called Kaiser Blades, but I wonder if they're actual tusks or are they like horns. What's the difference? Oh, there is actually a difference. I can't remember it. Anyway, enough about my rambling. That's pretty much what happened in that game. We're going to go to game number 2 here. This is also from MLG Winter Arena, so that makes it even cooler. Support esports, I suppose. Also, since you want to support esports, buy the pay-per-view pass, which is no longer for sale because the tournament is over. But anyway, speaking of esports, if you want to support esports, please support casters like myself who are just not really known. It's very hard for casters like me to kind of get known into the community because people are so used to hearing, you know, like Husky's Voice, Day 9, or Artosis, Tasteless, you know, all these already known casters. They're so used to doing that, and I do it too, I'm not going to lie, that they don't really find new casters and things like that. So please subscribe to my channel. That way you're supporting small-time casters like me, and plus you're also helping me pay for college. If you want to help me pay for college. If you don't, you say, I don't want you graduating from college, well, that would make me sad, actually. So, yes, please subscribe to my channel. That also gives you the ease of access to the playlist and everything. There's links and all that stuff. And you can follow me on Twitter. That's @nerd_craft. If you so choose to desire, that's the way you just get information about. Not only do you get information about me, but also when I'm casting, what I'm casting, when will videos be up. If I'm having troubles with YouTube, which happens quite a bit, sometimes if my video editing software goes stupid on me, I'll have to, you know, I try to bring as much games out as possible. Sometimes, though, circumstances stop it. And that Ultralisk was like screaming at me. He's like, end the game! And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Ultralisk. What else was there I was going to say? Oh, I also go live. You'll also know when I go live on my twitch.tv account. So, yeah, please subscribe and stick around for game number 2. Also, if you don't like what I'm saying, if you don't like certain things that are being said, or if you don't like how I'm handling this, please give me feedback. I live off feedback, essentially, and I haven't been having much lately. So that just, to me, it tells me that I'm doing good. But at the same time, my view numbers also tell me that I'm not. I mean, that means I'm doing good to me. That tells me, oh, I'm doing great. But then again, there's also my view numbers, which kind of tell me that I'm not doing that great. So yes, please subscribe, leave feedback, leave a comment. I would say like or favorite this video, but I have nothing to give out to you, and that's also a dick move according to Freddie Wong. So I don't really. I probably would end up doing it if I had like stuff to give away, but at the same time, it's really cheap way. It makes people like me. It makes it hard for people like me who aren't known to get known. Anyway, sorry that I made a really long outro. This game was so interesting, I thought I just wanted to do some analysis on it. There's a lot more I could do, but I'm not going to. I can save that for the stream, which I do replay analysis and things like that. Anyway, stick around for game number 2. It will be coming at you shortly, and I hopefully will not have a speech prepared at the end of that game as well. My name is Nerdcraft. I will see you then. Sorry about the rambling.